Hi everybody, on our channel here we talk a lot about low carb dieting. In this special episode we are going to talk about very low carb dieting, a specific type of a diet called a ketogenic diet. And I brought along a guinea pig here, my husband, to talk about the ketogenic diet because he has lost 80 pounds following this type of diet. So in this video we'll explain how a keto diet works. All right, so first of all, we have to define what a ketogenic diet is. And I will say right now that some of you might not know that I have a second YouTube channel that I share with Keith where we go quite a bit into a ketogenic diet. And we also have documented his 80 pounds weight loss on there. So it is a great binge watch if you're really looking for a lot of great content. And we'll link to that here. But would you go ahead and explain what a ketogenic diet is?
Sure. So a ketogenic diet describes the process of eating very low carbohydrates in order to get into a state of ketosis. So your body is making ketones that it can use for energy instead of glucose, because you're not getting the glucose from the carbohydrates anymore. Right. So that is basically, it's just changing energy substrates from ketones, and ketones are made from your fat.
Yep.
So
right. So if you are producing ketones, you are burning fat. And so when we're on a not quite so low carb diet or we're eating a high carb diet, the body burns glucose, sugar, for energy. On a ketogenic diet, you're not bringing in those carbs or that sugar, so your body has no choice but to go to its alternative fuel, and that is ketones, and that is the basis of a ketogenic diet. But why does that work?
So it works because if you think about the way that we've all been taught to eat, which is 6 small meals a day, lots of grains, lots of carbs, what that does is it keeps your glucose high, and it can make you insulin resistant, which means that it takes more and more insulin to push that glucose into the cells. So your insulin level stays high all day. Mm-hmm. Insulin is, I don't want to say it's a fat burning hormone, but it controls fat burning to some extent. When insulin is high, you cannot access the fat in your fat cells. Mm-hmm. So by utilizing a low carb diet, you make that glucose drop, you make the insulin drop, and that allows that fat to be released from our fat cells. And honestly, almost 2/3 of at least United States population is either pre-diabetic or insulin resistant and fall into those categories. So this affects a lot of people.
Right. This premise of producing ketones. Now, if you're on just a low carb diet, your body will produce some ketones, but in a ketogenic diet, you are truly going after a set macronutrient breakdown where you are extremely low carb so that your body is continually producing ketones, right, and therefore burning fat.
Right. And ketones are an energy source for your brain, cells in your brain, some for your heart. The rest of your body cells can use fatty acids that are released. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point of being in, because you have to have an energy substance, for your cells, whether it's free fatty acids or whether it's the ketones for your brain. Very important.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you are supplying your body with what it requires to run, and that kind of brings a big segue with the ketogenic diet, because people wonder, is this safe? If you are diabetic or you have a kidney condition or any known health issue, it's always a good idea to be checked first. Let your doctor know what diet that you're planning on going on. But we can speak specifically to how healthy it has been for Keith. When you first started your ketogenic journey, 6 months in, he had his blood work taken, and it was really across the board very, very positive. Yep. Higher HDLs, those good, healthy cholesterol, lower triglycerides, which is very important, those blood fats. Your CRP, which is a marker of inflammation in the body, which I should probably do a video specifically on how important that is and how overlooked that is. That is very key, because that is the precursor to any heart problems and things like that. And even your LDLs, the small particle LDLs,
Right.
which I've talked about understanding cholesterol in another video, were lower. So across the board, your health improved,
Right.
outside and inside.
And we should mention that, we've talked about this is a low carb diet. That also means that it's a high fat diet.
Mm-hmm.
And so low carb, high fat, and even with that high fat, it helps you switch your body's, from burning glucose to burning fat. And even with that, my lipid panels, my blood panels improved eating a lot of fat.
Yeah. Yeah, so really a unique approach to dieting, very effective in many aspects. Not everybody has to be ketogenic. I've talked before that I actually don't follow a ketogenic diet. I follow a low carb diet, which does allow more variety, and I have a video on that I'll point to as well. But for anyone who's interested in following either a low carb or a ketogenic diet, our coaching program has different levels. So you can start low carb and work your way into a ketogenic diet, see if it works for your lifestyle. If low carb works best for you, you can go back to that. It's just it's a great way to be, a great approach to dieting, and I hope that gives you a little bit of insights into how a ketogenic diet works. Thanks so much for watching, and I will be back very soon with another video to help you reach your goals. Thanks.